What's going on, guys? So, final player that we're talking about today, A.J. Brown. He also happens to offer that youth that Deebo Samuel doesn't offer. Not saying he's aged out veteran, but he's somewhere in that 24-year-old bracket as well. Um, and he also ends up having a connection to the team. He has the old Miss connection with Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is more so the immediate present factor. I think he just had his birthday. I want to say it was today, if I'm remembering correctly, if not yesterday. But they were seen together. He had tears when Elijah Moore was drafted for the Jets, so they actually have a very strong relationship together. That's something that can maybe flourish here and entice him to want to come, just based off Elijah Moore himself. Outside of that, though, we have that his availability isn't the biggest factor as Deebo Samuel. He's only missed 6 games. And then his stats kind of ranking just below maybe DK Metcalf, 2,995 yards, 24 touchdowns. So if we break it down, he ends up being in a kind of the same ballpark, 62.7% catch rate. If you take a look at himself, he's been the sole target, the number one from the get-go for the Titans since he entered the league. And they haven't been able to find him really a suitable running mate whatsoever. So he's dealing with double teams, having a safety over the top repeatedly, and he's still able to go and perform. Also being a pretty serious red zone threat, which I love to see here. Now, do DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown offer the versatility that Deebo Samuel has that we talked about? No, but when you're talking about a true number one, X receiver, DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown are what's going to come to mind for you. So, physically imposing player. Hasn't been too bad on the availability front. He's able to go out there, produce the touchdowns, produce the yardage that we're looking for. And then again, all of these players, they have that final year of their contract that they're coming into. So he's the least likely player that I think we would see because DK Metcalf is coming up. He's basically still on a team that's going through somewhat of a rebuilding phase, and they're trying to determine how bad or what exactly that's going to look like for them in terms of completely stripping the roster or not. Deebo Samuel is still on a playoff type roster. However, do they want to spend the capital at that position, or do they feel like they can go out and maybe draft somebody again this year, which makes him expendable? There's also, again, him missing time that could factor into that. Although he's pretty much the do-it-all type player on that offense, so it's a little hard to see him pull it again. And then A.J. Brown, playoff roster, when it's not Derrick Henry making the offense tick, it's A.J. Brown. So, again, it's the reason why all three of these players are hard to fathom that they actually enter into a trade. But you would have to be excited for any of these three. Now, between the connection for Moore, between how solid that he's been, absolutely having to be the go-to. Keep in mind, Deebo Samuel's essentially played the same role, but again, he also offers that versatility. A.J. Brown isn't taking sweeps, jet sweeps, end arounds, things like that. He's strictly going out there, lining up and getting the job done, and he hasn't had the support that even DK Metcalf has had with Tyler Lockett, and then the run game being found out there again. A.J. Brown had the run game, but still. So, I don't know. It's a toss-up for me. If I had to make my pick, I would probably say A.J. Brown for the more connection, as well as it. I don't know. It doesn't offer some of that negativity I think like the DK Metcalf situation I talked about did, where maybe he wouldn't necessarily want to come. He has his brother Elijah Moore there as his moral support on the team and things as he gets stuff going. So I would probably say A.J. Brown would be the pick for me, but I would love to see Deebo Samuel or DK Metcalf. Either way, let me know who your guys' preference are for the wide receiver if we had our pick of the three. Again, there's everything's pretty much speculation. There's been no discussions necessarily that we've heard about, at least when it comes to A.J. Brown or anything of the sort. But looking forward to seeing what you guys' thoughts are. I'll catch up with you again. Peace.